just how much longer will they be number 3? We have turnover atop the rankings, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you to Knoxville for Alabama and the Volunteers. Beth Mowins along with Jimmy Dykes, and already this week, number 1 Duke down to defeat by Syracuse, and just moments ago, Michigan, Jimmy, losing to Wisconsin. Does that bump up Tennessee?
Well, I think it possibly could with a win today. Depends on that Virginia-Duke game, which is a game of impact today on our air. And you think about games on our air right now. Coming up after us on ESPN, Kentucky at Auburn. That will be the best environment today in all of college basketball. It won't be at Cameron Indoor. It will be at Auburn Arena. The jungle will be going absolutely nuts. Virginia at Duke is the game of impact today because you have the potential for number 1 losing again within the same week, and maybe that vaults Virginia to the number 1 spot. I will say this, the best team on our air today is right here. The Tennessee Volunteers are the best team in college basketball. They do it with depth, they do it with experience. They've gone through highs and lows, they've gone through wars. This is a seasoned veteran group that's hungry and focused. They have been worn out in the film room the last 3 days after a win by their head coach Rick Barnes, and all he cares about is, are we getting better?
Only team in America with 6 players averaging in double digits. And Rick Barnes likes to say we have 7 starters. That's how good the first 2 coming off that bench have been. He also reminded his guys last night in the film room, Alabama absolutely annihilated them in their last meeting last year, giving Tennessee their worst loss of the season a year ago at the hands of that guy right there and his team, Avery Johnson. Both he and Barnes coming into the league 4 years ago and making a big difference at these 2 programs.
It was a 28-point beatdown that Alabama put on Tennessee last year. And Tennessee never established throwing the ball inside, a big point of emphasis for the Volunteers to start this game.
Ingram on the drive and the kick out. Short on the shot is Kevin Mack.
You could almost say Tennessee has 7 starters, as deep as this team is.
Alexander from the top of the key. Those are the 5 that are on the floor, and we will shortly see Lamonte Turner and Jordan Bowden, who has actually been their leading scorer through their first 4 SEC games as they start out 4-0. Scoring over 90 points per game and beating opponents by an average of 25. Off the bounce, Jordan Bone off glass.
His speed is tremendous. Look at Cassius Winston right now at Michigan State, the Hagens kid at Kentucky. And Jordan Bone has really turned this Tennessee ball club into a legitimate Final Four national title threat.
Alexander with a hand in the passing lane. Ingram off the bounce again. Mack with the catch, missed it inside. Getting knocked around and finally tipped up and in. The big hand of Dante Hall.
One of my favorite players, not only in the SEC, but in college basketball. Because you wake up, Avery Johnson does every morning knowing on game day, I'm going to get 10 and 10 out of this guy. And you don't have to run any plays for him. He just goes and finds the ball and finishes around that rim.
Leads the SEC with 8 double-doubles, and a guy, he's a grad student now. His numbers have gotten better each and every season he's been there as Grant Williams is fouled. The numbers for this Tennessee offense have been so impressive. It's the first personal on Mack. 8th best in the country in scoring and in the field goal percentage and the assists per game, 2nd best in the land.
They're one of the 5 or 6 teams that are in the top 20 in both offensive and defensive efficiencies. They are hard to guard, and they guard you hard.
The SEC's reigning player of the year. Williams misses on the fadeaway. Herbert Jones will take it to the other end. Mack had that big game in their best win on the resume against Kentucky a couple weeks ago. An Alabama team right now, according to bracketology, sits on the NCAA tournament bubble. But a lot could change, Jimmy, in the next couple of weeks. This starts a huge stretch for Alabama with league games against Tennessee, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and a roadie to Auburn.
Gosh, all those are potential quadrant 1 wins. Yeah. That's the value of being in a league like the SEC this year. A league that's projecting 6, 7, 8 teams. A little top-heavy right now with Tennessee, Kentucky, Auburn, all sitting there looking to me like legitimate Final Four threats. Tennessee not off to a clean start so far. They've had a couple of turnovers. The pressure of Alabama on the ball has bothered Tennessee. They set the rules of every game you watch on film. They pound that thing inside the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Williams and Schofield, the top two leading scorers in the SEC, as Williams pulls up and hits.
Almost impossible to guard Williams in the middle part of the floor one-on-one. Because he's a three-point, 40% threat from out there. He can lift you and go by at the 15-foot mark. And a tremendous passer. And this kid, Alexander, he plays with tremendous energy for Catholic 6'11" around the rim. Here's what I'm talking about with Grant Williams. He will lift you, get you to bite, and then pull up for the soft 15-foot shot, a release that is unblockable because he shoots it at such a high release point.
And then the swat for Alexander on the drive by Kyra Lewis, the leading scorer for the Crimson Tide. Just a freshman, he's logging the most minutes for them and has been their best offensive producer. Ingram off the fake and doubled on the drive, and he turns it over.
Drove it right into a big white wall of Tennessee's defense. Trying to make a play out of the corner and nowhere to go. Mismatch on the inside initially for Tennessee.
Schofield mid-range, in and out. Alexander able to keep it alive. And then down on the deck. We're going to get a kicked ball right there by Alabama.
Alexander has so far more energy than anybody in this game. And he's involved already with one shot block. And then on this time, he comes from about 20 feet away from one of those out-of-area rebounds we talked about last week in Gainesville. But Tennessee is so good and so aggressive, finding those loose balls above the rim.
Bone thought about it. Williams will take the open look. Pons able to keep it alive. Out to Bone for three. Another chance for Tennessee.
To my count, that's 3 out-of-area rebounds of at least 15 feet that Tennessee has already chased down in this game. Watch out.
Back door on the Pons from Schofield. Timeout Tide.
Rocky Top can beat you in a lot of ways. Yves Pons is one of those put his chin on the rim type athletes. A little back screen. Well past ball. 35 says thank you very much.
Another lousy night of sleep, but that doesn't get me out of all the stuff I gotta do today. And I gotta do it all with this. Not gonna happen. Not without a 5-hour.
When your battery's low, grab a sugar-free, vitamin-packed 5-Hour Energy. It'll get you back to 100% fast.
Now it's happening.
5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%.
Team, bring it in, bring it in. When I think of defense, I think of Rocket Mortgage. They created Rate Shield. It protects your rate while you find a new home. Big J gets it. So if rates go up, you are defended. But if rates go down, they'll give you the lower rate, and that can save you some serious cash. Let's bring it in.
Push button, get mortgaged. Rocket Mortgage, proud supporter of college athletics.
The Agent League uniforms are in.
Why is the number so high?
There's over 19,000 State Farm agents. I wanted number 13,171, but Ty from Sioux Falls is in town, and he called dibs. What's up, buddy?
Ty can't shoot. No, you're fine.
This weekend, you could have conquered that mountain of laundry. But instead, you're conquering this. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's possible in the all-wheel drive Kona, part of the Hyundai SUV family.
Cejudo, Dillashaw, tonight at 10 on ESPN+.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get back to 100%. And in part by AutoZone.
8-2, Tennessee jumping out to the early lead, and I'm sure the fans are now aware of the fact that Michigan lost earlier today, coupled with Duke's loss earlier in the week. They may be on the cusp of being the new #1 team in the country with a win today. And a hot start for Tennessee. Their only loss this year to Kansas in overtime. They have a win against #1 Gonzaga. And they are sitting on an 11-game winning streak. A 12th win today for Rick Barnes would be the best stretch of Volunteer basketball since the mid-1970s and the days of disco, Jimmy.
Well, I've said it for the last couple of weeks. Tennessee and Virginia are the best two teams in all of college basketball. I give Tennessee the nod today because of how they have begun SEC play, just putting a hammer on people in a really good league. Virginia will have their case tonight against Duke. I think Virginia wins that ball game. That is a team that they play. If there's a description how to beat Duke, that's how Virginia plays the game.
And we don't know about Trey Jones yet, right?
No,
probably not.
Probably not. The worst time to lose him.
Yeah. Hall on the pick and roll. 1 for 7 from the floor to start for Bama.
What a great tag, though, by Grant Williams on the roll of Dante Hall. That naked pick and roll middle action.
Williams. And 1.
How many plays has Grant Williams already made from that middle third of the floor? Almost unguardable because you have to stay attached on the wings because Tennessee's knocking down a high percentage of threes. And the finesse finish, Ingram doesn't stay in there and take the contact. Not sure he was even outside the restricted area anyways, but boy, Grant Williams is lethal right now as an offensive player, 20 feet and down in the middle third of the floor.
And then you add on to the fact that he is one of the most lethal in the country, Jimmy, from 15 feet away with no defense on him. He's a fabulous free throw shooter. He's already gotten to the line now 120 times this year with 99 makes.
To back up your point, Grant Williams is shooting 73% on shots around the rim, which is one he just made. He's shooting 53% on the year on true jump shots. Those kind of guys, man, hard to guard.
11-2, the Volunteers with an early punch. Stripped and knocked out of bounds. It will go to Tennessee. You got the sellout crowd. You got Coach Barnes getting after the Vols after a big win.
Yes.
As well as the reminder of last year's loss to Alabama. Also, we're going to tell you the story of Tony White, one of the alums here and one of the top all-time scorers for Tennessee. He's in the house in a big battle against leukemia. He spoke to the team earlier, and you could just sense they were ready to come out with everything they had this afternoon.
Talked with Jordan Bone this morning about those film sessions the last 3 days. He said they were tough, but they were factual. The film doesn't lie.
Let's see if Alabama can survive the early jab.
Tennessee's giving them nothing on the defensive end. Their ability to switch right now 1 through 5 with Alexander is the first mistake that Tennessee has made. 2 guys jump out the ball and no one takes the roll guy, Dante Hall.
And Dante ends a 4-minute drought for Alabama. Without a bucket, Alexander on the pick and roll again.
Did you see the little slide by? Because it looked like from our angle it was going to be a charge by Alexander. Again, a big kid that has very quick feet and can move side to side.
6'11" senior from Canada. Bothered the shot there. Monte Turner, one of those guys coming off the bench for him, along with Jordan Bowden and John Fulkerson, now all on the court. And we're going to get Fulkerson for the offensive rebound. And today we've got some great games coming your way on ESPN with Kentucky and Auburn. That'll be at 4 Eastern. Both of those teams ranked right now. And still very much in the chase for an SEC title. And then it's Duke and Virginia from Cameron Indoor at 6 o'clock in a Sonic Blockbuster. They're also available on your app.
I know this Kentucky better get out and guard those threes because one way or another, Auburn's going to shoot 30 to 35 threes.
Alexander.
There could be some good ones, some bad ones, but they're going to get them off, and Kentucky better contest them.
Alexander with his second block. And couldn't finish. Avery Johnson Jr. coming off his best game of the year. This Alabama bench has made very good contributions for the Tide. Over 30 points a game, in fact, their last 3 outings. Had a nice road win against Missouri midweek. That's going to be a foul up top. And Herbert Jones will be his first. Here's another look at Saturday primetime Sonic blockbuster, Virginia and Duke coming up tonight. By the way, the game will be complemented by a player ISO cam on ESPN Plus. This complimentary viewing experience is available via the ESPN app. So we'll have players isolated on their own camera at different times tonight.
You think Zion will be part of that package?
I guess he'd be first.
I would start on him and stay with him. But Virginia, here's why they're going to win the game. They don't turn it over. Virginia doesn't turn the ball over. And that's what Duke thrives off of, especially on their home floor. It's not going to happen for them tonight.
Petty. Boy, he's really having a hard time, isn't he, Jimmy, from outside the arc on the road.
Gosh, they've been brutal. It was this year and last year for Petty. Like a 10-point differential shooting at home and on the road.
Taking some contact and knocking it down is Jordan Bone, the junior out of Nashville.
It's a high-contact team is Tennessee. They hit you first, they hit you second. If you don't hit back, they know they've got you.
And they're going to get an offensive foul on Galen Smith. All Tennessee early on.
The speed of Tennessee, it all starts with Jordan Bone's ability, Beth, to get to the elbow area within the first 4 or 5 seconds. Alabama is in trouble.
Introducing the all-new Lexus ES. Every curve, every innovation, every feeling. A product of mastery.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $399 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
This is a large 3-topping pizza from Domino's. You can carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a 3-topping handmade pan pizza from Domino's, and now you can also carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a logo from Domino's, and this is the end of the commercial from Domino's.
Dragons have invaded Dave & Buster's, and only you can save the day. Play the all-new Dragon Frost virtual reality game to save the kingdom. Only at Dave & Buster's.
For decades, banks have been getting away with it. Charging you excess fees, making you wait in line, keeping billions of dollars of your interest. They've been treating you like you're lucky to have them. That's not right. Show them who's the boss of your money. You. Better is out there. Ally. Do it right.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The visionary Lexus NX.
Lease the 2019 NX300 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Yeah, there's an 87 All-American and the SEC Player of the Year, Tony White. A star here at Tennessee for Don DeVoe. And right now in the midst of a battle with leukemia. And wanted desperately to come out here and spend some time in the building with the team, with the fans. He will be on his way shortly to Nashville to continue his battle. And our best wishes, and certainly a lot of prayers out to Tony White, who met with the team earlier today. It was phenomenal, the stuff he was talking about, the pride that he has watching this current crop of volunteers, and talk, Jimmy, about the responsibility that these guys have, the joy that they have brought to Tony's battle against leukemia.
Yeah, Rick Barnes was so gracious with you and I to allow us to come into what he calls his power talk. 3 or 4 hours before ball game, and today Tony White was the one giving the power talk, and it was awfully powerful. Tony's headed to Nashville for 100 days of treatment, and he told his doctor, just let me go to this game first. And the love for the Tennessee Vols that we heard from his voice, and I thought he was very crystal clear with the Tennessee players in terms of taking advantage of this time in your life and the joy of waking up every day with a healthy body and a healthy mind and a healthy spirit. And I love when he said, you guys give me strength. And There was no one blinking. The starting five for Tennessee was on the front row, dialed in, and it's a well-rounded program right now under Rick Barnes.
He wanted to be a part of this special day, and of course, for far less important reasons, but nonetheless a potential rise to the #1 spot in the country if they win today. And he pointed out some of the things that he likes watching that you've talked about all year long, Jimmy, is a veteran group of guys that are playing for each other.
Yep.
And are doing the things that they have to do for the good of the team and playing together.
Yeah, it's you know, when you break down Tennessee, this is a bunch of guys that kind of got knocked around a little bit their freshman year. Talking about Grant, Schofield, and those kids, but they are a hungry, driven, top 3, top 5 team, and that's very rare these days. There's no entitlement ever allowed in this program, and there's a great reminder, I think, to all of us today, just to look around every day in life. There's people going through major battles that comes across our path. Just take the time to listen to their story, be kind, and show them love.
Nice drive there by John Petty, a sophomore out of Huntsville, Alabama. Improvement under Rick Barnes. The wins have gone up every season under Barnes. Looks like it's going to go up again this year as Pons scores 2 more.
The wins are going up based upon the style of play that Tennessee has, and there's a miscommunication in transition defense. Absolutely just burns your backside as a head coach. You score on one end at the rim. You got 5 guys running back, not talking, not pointing, and someone is left wide open on a 3.
Kyra Lewis, the freshman, having an outstanding rookie year in Tuscaloosa.
Watch 2 and White just got off balance that time, but he's just in constant motion, constant spinning. He plays low and loaded. And another transition defensive breakdown by Tennessee. Got lucky.
Big side board for Schofield.
Transition defense is a running, sprinting, talking game. Tennessee's not doing all 3 of those right now.
We're going to get a whistle here on Avery Johnson. Looked like he was trying to box out Williams in a fight for position, and the backside got a little low and knocked Williams off his spot. And the foul will be on Johnson, the grad student from Houston, of course, the coach's son, coming off a season-high 14-point outing with that Missouri win.
Watch out.
Tried to lob inside to Williams, and Alabama had it covered. We're going to get it back on the walk. We're coming up tonight on ABC. It's our NBA Saturday primetime game. How about the run that James Harden is on right now? As we check out the Rockets and the Lakers, 17 games with over 30 points, joining only Wilt and Elgin Baylor, the only other 2 guys with a similar streak. Coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
The best one-on-one player right now, huh? In the game, Harden. Gosh, just impossible with the step backs, the jab steps, and the confidence that he shoots that ball with.
He is asked to do so much.
Tennessee just continues to hammer away at the elbows and the paint of this game.
3 minutes to go. Good ball movement, and then a great recovery for Tennessee. It's a held ball. Is that E. Pons that time that got it?
The concern, though, for Tennessee is how quickly Alabama in the last couple of minutes has gotten this thing up the floor and around the rim. Tennessee's half-court defense is dialed in and locked in. Their conversion defense right now is not.
Off the out-of-bounds play and a trip to the free throw line for Lewis. That'll be the first on Lamonte Turner. Kyra Lewis, the 5-star recruit, player of the year out of the state of Alabama. 85% at the line this year.
His numbers have dropped a little bit percentage-wise in conference play because now you have a 17-year-old freshman who now has to score against the scouting report and bigger, stronger, faster athletes in this league. So it's an adjustment period for him right now. Alabama actually is starting to move him off the ball instead of guarding the point guard, trying to get him off the ball a little bit and get bigger size on the ball to free this kid up a little bit. See, they hard look the paint on every catch on the perimeter. It's a catch, it's a hard look, and then the decision is made, pass, dribble, keep that ball moving.
Barnes, former Sanderson assistant at Alabama back in the mid-'80s, trying to help the Volunteers get back-to-back SEC titles. That has never happened before for the basketball program. They took part of the regular season a year ago, and here they are in transition. Turner tucks it up against his body and rolls it up and in.
What a hard shot for a kid going 100 miles an hour to protect that basketball and get it up with a nice angle on the glass. Herb Jones going so fast that last transition play came out of his shoe.
Herb able to step back into it, and here he is with the ball. Lost it in traffic. Turner again. Same move and a trip to the line.
That is so good, isn't it, by Lamontre Turner back to back. We talked about the speed of Jordan Bone. Lamontre Turner is right there with him. This is a fast kid with the ball. Wants to cover up, bang, takes the blow, gets it up. Very well done, one and white.
Do your thing. Flee that nest. Seize that moment. Find your inspiration. Be extraordinary. Spread your wings and experience the Mazda CX-5 with new signature trim and turbo. Mazda. Feel alive.
Hi, Tom. How's the college visit?
Does it make the short list?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
Knowing what's important to you is why 7 million investors work with Edward Jones.
I'm getting 10 nuggets for $1.
For $1, that's a really good deal.
I think the king is nuts. I think he lost his marbles.
Yep, the King's lost his marbles with this deal. Enjoy 10 crispy, juicy nuggets for just $1, only at Burger.
This may look like a car, but it's not a car, because we don't make just cars. We make technology that moves people. This is the all-new 100% electric Nissan Leaf, featuring Nissan Intelligent Mobility with tech like Pro Pilot Assist that is reinventing driving and changing the way we commute. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
A dazzling place I never knew. A new, fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. Let me share this whole new world with you.
Cotter and Cuff back in Bristol. Another big road test for a ranked team. Kansas at West Virginia battling under the boards leads to a David McCormick layup.
This game is sloppy, Cotter. 18 combined turnovers right now. West Virginia putting it on Kansas at home, keeping it tight.
Speaking of keeping it tight, NC State on the road, taking on Notre Dame. Irish doing just that. DJ Harvey will eventually get to the bucket and the foul. Right now it's a 5-point lead for NC State. Beth, Jimmy?
Thank you, Chris. Of course, Kansas dealing with the big loss out for the year. Razabuke, number 7 in the land right now. We've already seen 1 and 2 lose this week, Jimmy.
I think it really changed Kansas' potential to be a Final Four team because it's the shooting percentage around Azubuike that has really taken a hit and will continue to take a hit. This kid was a dominant defensive player in the paint around the rim, 8 feet in, and now Kansas without that going forward. And see those top 5 teams today. There will be some movement. Duke has already lost this week. That Virginia game coming up is the game of impact today. I tweeted last night that best environment in college basketball this weekend will be Kentucky at Auburn. And you would have thought that I said I don't like dogs. I'm telling you, people get serious about that stuff. But it will be. The jungle at Auburn, that home court today will be electric. Dick Vitale's on the call. That will be an unreal environment. Kentucky and Auburn.
Alabama has missed its last 5 shots, and Jimmy will clarify that he does indeed like dogs.
Love dogs. Love dogs.
And that'll end the drought for Alabama. Trying to stick around with Tennessee, which may be on the brink of moving to #1 in the country.
You see, Bone, how low he got and drove that ball right at Tyra Lewis. Lewis has a sweet stroke on the other end, but right now he's in trouble trying to guard Bone. Bone's an upperclassman who just will chew him up. But now we 2 on Lewis,
yes,
right?
2
That's
on
huge.
Lewis, yeah. Their leading scorer. What does Avery decide to do? Looks like he's going to leave him in for the time being.
Well, if he leaves him in, he better get him off of Jordan Bone, because Bone's going to drive right at him again. There's one explosive kid at that free throw line. He made contact with the ball. It was on the rim.
Sure looked like that,
did, yeah.
May have also stepped in the lane early. Scooped up by Ingram, no. Bone with the rebound. Head immediately up, down court.
They made the switch right now because we're in transition, but
Bowden the pull-up over Lewis for 2. And there's a look at your lineup for the rest of the day. Terrific basketball. Also, a little UFC for you. Big debut today on the ESPN app with the coming up in prime time later tonight.
see early today that Dillashaw is dropping down a weight class for this fight tonight. Look at Bone. Look at Bone, I'm telling you. He gets the ball to the elbow, he reads the traffic, and if you don't stop him, he's taking that thing to the rim.
Good find. Ingram to Hall, and a timeout for Rick Barnes, and he's a little heated right now at his defense. Tide sticking around, 6:21 to go in the half.
How do you win at business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with stylish makeovers. Here's another tip. Power ties might be passé, but power socks, touche. Start winning today. Book now at lq.com.
Today, back pain can't win. Thankfully, there's Aleve Back and Muscle Pain. Aleve targets tough pain for up to 12 hours with just one pill. Aleve Back and Muscle, all day strong, all day long.
Jordan Bone has been doing it all, not only in this game, but all season long. And his ability to get to that part of the floor, to make the right reads from the elbow, he makes terrific decisions. If you don't stop him, he has that extra burst. Watch how low he gets. He lowers that shoulder, the shoulder closest to the defender. Beth, he is so good at getting that shoulder low and into you. And then his explosive, strong body is built like a defensive back that can play football in this league.
Beth Mullins and Jimmy Dykes along with you here at Thompson Bowling Arena. 26-17, Tennessee on top. 6:10 to go here in the first half. Williams, terrific seal, assisted by Bowden.
They are tremendous. Tennessee is coming out of timeouts knowing who they want the ball and where they want him to have it. And that time was a play call, a delayed play for Grant Williams to get him isolated on that left box. And kind of slow developing, but the entire time, that thing's going right there. Grant Williams gets his big backside on you. It is over.
8 points in the first half for Grant. Volunteers opening up the day, tied atop the SEC without a loss. Alongside South Carolina and LSU, and another good dive to the bucket for Hall.
I call it a naked on-ball screen in the middle part of the floor. You just open it up and let Hall roll out of it. Grant Williams came out, challenged the on-ball drive, but allowed the corner to be turned.
Bowden, Williams, they've assisted now on 8 of their 13 buckets.
I want to go back to it again. This kid's shooting 74% on shots at the rim. That's a tremendously high percentage when you consider all the contact and all the bodies that are around him when he's at the rim.
Petty looking for three, and he's got it.
He's shooting 27% from the three-point line on the road this year, 37% at home. Big basket for Alabama to stay in this game.
Makes it an 8-point game. Petty switching with Mack in the starting lineup. He's coming off the bench, and right now they can't stop Williams. He's made 3 in a row.
It's a very simple pin down into a curl, and the screener is then making a rim run and is chewing Alabama up every time.
12 and a half for Grant Williams. They tried the alley-oop, and it's tipped last touch by the Tide.
Tremendous read by Bowden, who's guarding the guy in the far corner to come off and get to the white line. You hear time and time again Tennessee at practice talking about vision, white line, and big hands, and they're good at all 3 areas of that defensively.
Schofield. Rebounded by Hall. Both teams had made 5 shots in a row prior to that miss. Alabama, chance for a 6th straight. Petty gets it to go.
Alabama is an attack bad closeouts team. They do it really, really well. And as a bad closeout that time by Tennessee to go to the high shoulder on a guy in the corner, Petty made the right read, made a play out of the corner as opposed to shooting from the corner.
Bowden on the step back.
And a little stare down for Petty on the way back. How good is he off the bench, averaging 19 points a game right now in conference play? Is there a better 6th man in college basketball than 23 and White? I'll answer my own question. No, there is not.
Foul on the drive, and Petty with the response.
Petty, Dazon, Ingram, those guys have to play well. So far, this is Petty's really one of his better halves I've seen him play because he's doing more than knocking down threes. Petty driving the ball, a little bit of a problem right now for the Vols on their home floor.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. What's in your wallet?
Bring your friends, bring your family, and bring on the flavor. Try Zaxby's Boneless Wings Meal, tossed in our new Caribbean jerk sauce. Or customize your meal with any of our other 9 delicious sauces. Zaxby's.
The comfortable. The familiar. Neither one of these will ever give you a new perspective on things or make your heart skip a beat. Comfortable isn't something you'll tell your grandkids about. And familiar? Well, that'll be there when you get home. But until then, there's a world that needs exploring. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's possible in the family of Hyundai SUVs.
Today, back pain can't win. Thankfully, there's Aleve Back and Muscle Pain. Aleve targets tough pain for up to 12 hours with just 1 pill. Aleve Back and Muscle, all day strong, all day long.
Minimums and fees, they seem to be the very foundation of your typical bank. Capital One is anything but typical. That's why we designed Capital One Cafes. You can get savings and checking accounts with no fees or minimums, and one of America's best savings rates. To top it off, you can open one from anywhere in 5 minutes. This isn't a typical bank. This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
I don't know much, but I know I love you, and that may be all I need to know.
Chris Cotter, Dallin Cuff here in studio. E-Trade halftime report coming your way in a little bit. Michigan suffering their first loss of the year. We'll show you highlights of that one. Virginia trying to avoid the same fate at Duke. We'll preview that game, as well as Kentucky, a tough one on the road at Auburn. We've got a pretty good one here, despite the fact that Tennessee got off to such a hot start. It's only a 9-point game.
Yeah, Alabama, young team, not going away. They keep fighting, trying to make it tight, but they got to do better on the defensive end. Otherwise, Tennessee's going to run away with this. We are keeping you abreast of everything in the college basketball world, always. But, Beth, I got to make sure you know what's going on across the world. My Arsenal beat your Chelsea 2-0 today. Discuss amongst yourselves.
Oh, no.
You knew it was coming, didn't you?
Oh, the Reds took. I got my blue smoking jacket on today. And big roar from the crowd during that last commercial timeout. The Natty QB is back. T. Martin, who has returned to the coaching staff here for Jeremy Pruitt.
Before that, Jim Chaney was,
Jim Chaney was here.
Yeah, what a huge hire by Tennessee to get him to come back as offensive coordinator.
He'll be the offensive coordinator, Sweat from Georgia. It's not been announced yet what T's role will be. What a nice moment for father and son, right? They both have national championships now. His son at Clemson.
Yeah. How about Tennessee? They have taken 22 two-point shots in this game through the first 16-plus minutes. That is understanding how you win basketball games and playing a type style that advances deep in March. Schofield so good at running off the screens, getting his feet balanced, not getting in a rush. And that dude puts in the work. His ball deserves to go in because of the hour after hour after hour that he works on that stroke.
Good balance now. Schofield's bucket. All the starters on the stat sheet, led by Grant Williams with 12, Dante Hall with 10 to lead the way for Alabama. Schofield's going to be called for the foul on the ground on the drive by Alex Reese.
Reese is a very skilled offensive player. I thought Schofield did a good job of getting his elbows by his ears and making sure those hands were straight up. Reese did obviously a little better job of getting into contact. Let's watch. Schofield's arms are out in front of his torso just enough to make the call. This kid's a versatile offensive guy. He can stroke a three, he can post him up. Talking about Reese, 3 in red. Alabama, like Dallin said, just hanging in the ball, just kind of hanging in there, having some success driving it.
2-2 right now in the conference, in the middle of the pack. And look at the move by Bone, the burst.
This is the worst defensive team that Avery Johnson has coached. He and I talked about it late last night in this building. It's showing up right now with their inability to keep Bone from going anywhere he wants. That was just way too easy on the last basket.
Tennessee shooting 60% from the floor in this first half. They made Bowden take a tough one there. Reese again on the drive, in and out.
Well, the ones you have to make because you're not going to get to the rim easily against Tennessee. They give you nothing. And watch the number of times Alabama attacks closeouts. It's kind of their DNA on the offensive end.
Somehow Alexander found himself wide open in the lane.
Tennessee, that's so good at their screening action. They can go small on big on small, big on big, and they just continue to find ways to pound away at the two-point part of the floor in the painted area.
26 points in the paint here for Tennessee in the first half. Petty with a hand in his face.
Well, they're off and running.
Bone stripped. Ingram got a piece of it. And then foot was on the end line, out of bounds.
The screening action by Tennessee is so good and physical. Just a simple cross screen, and then two guys come to the ball side of the floor, and Alexander just spaces off of it, shows his numbers, and very well done. Tennessee plays with a hot basketball on the offensive end. That thing does not stick.
Schofield fouled on the drive. Just over a minute to go in the half. A little flex for the crowd from the Admiral.
Grown man basketball is what Tennessee throws at everyone, not just Alabama. It will be interesting to me if Tennessee holds on today, and if Virginia wins at Duke, what happens to the next #1 vote coming out?
Virginia would remain undefeated, right, with a win today.
Yeah. So do you jump them over Tennessee based upon how they look tonight? If they win at Duke, it's not going to be easy. But I think Virginia wins that ball game. It's the worst possible time for Duke to be without their point guard. And Virginia's not going to turn it over. They're going to play a pack line defense, keep Duke out of the paint, force them into a jump shooting contest.
If you're just checking in with us, Michigan lost earlier today on the road at Wisconsin, so that has possibly opened the door for Tennessee after Duke got knocked off in overtime by Syracuse Monday.
But the other thing you have to have, if you're going to win at Cameron Indoor, you have to have a guy with some swagger. And Ty Jerome is that guy for Virginia. Big 6'6" point guard. They will have zero fear in front of the Cameron Crazies tonight.
Even with the student body holding up all the UMBC signs and reminding them of their first-round exit last year.
I'm telling you. I've seen Virginia. It's not going to phase. It's a big shot by Rodney North, wasn't it? He just makes plays for Alabama that you can win with. This should go up in time to give him a chance for an offensive rebound.
Schofield.
Overpass. He's at the 4-foot mark. He overpassed today in 5-on-0 offense. He overpassed right now.
One last gasp here for Bama. Good if it goes. Off the top of the basket. 44-32 the final, or the halftime lead here on 60% shooting. Let's get you to the studio now with Chris Goddard and Dallin Cuff.
Thank you, Beth. E-Trade halftime. Cotter and Cuff back here in Bristol. Michigan unbeaten on the road at the Kohl Center, taking on Wisconsin. This is Ethan Happ down.
He was excellent. He was receiving on the receiving end there with 26 points, but also had 7 dimes, facilitated for his team, and caused problems all game for the Wolverines.
3-point game here in the final minute, controversial moment. Iggy Brazdeikis fouls Ethan Happ. Take another look at this. It was called flagrant 1, so 2 shots and the ball out of bounds to Wisconsin. Take another look. John Beilein can't believe it.
You got to make a play on the ball. Now, yeah, Iggy is a step late, so by the letter of the law, you could argue that he's fouling a guy off the ball. In that situation, I don't think you make that call. He made one of the free throws. They convert here. Game essentially almost over.
Yeah, they hit their shots and free throws down the stretch. You saw Happ get his own board. Here after the block, Nate Reavers dunks it home. Yes, Wisconsin at home gets the win over Michigan. Wolverines suffer their first loss of the year. And we were talking earlier in the week, when you think about going into conference play and going on the road, Michigan's played so well at such a high level at a conference and early in Big Ten play, going all the way back to November down. They were due a stinker, and they got one today. They did not play very well.
It really did. Some of those numbers are so telling. Let's start with the turnovers. 25% turnover rate. It's the highest they had in the last 2 seasons. They're top 10 in the nation in turnover rate this year. They take care of the ball. They execute offensively. They did not do that today. So Iggy Brazdeikis and Charles Matthews, they combined for 29 points a game. That's your 2 leading scorers, 5 points. So let's credit Wisconsin. Wisconsin defended well. They were committed. They'd lost their last 2 games at home at the Kohl Center. They really had an opportunity. They felt they had to win this game, and they went out and performed.
Yeah, you got to look at Happ, too, who,
Beast.
That he was the one, I think, when you looked at the resurgence of Wisconsin that maybe they had hoped to get this year, it was all going to fall on his shoulders. And when he takes a game like this and goes 26-10-7, to your point, he puts them on his shoulders at home.
John Teskey's one of the best interior defenders in our game.
Yeah.
And they tried to go one-on-one with him at first, but at times it just didn't work. And when they started a double, he was able to pick them apart. He was absolutely excellent. He was the All-American they needed him to be today in a huge game because Dimitri Trice didn't shoot the ball that well. Everything did come, as you said, to Happ's shoulders, and he performed.
A theme of the day, I think, in college basketball today, ranked teams on the road, tough games in conference. We got another one to show you highlights of later on. North Carolina down in Coral Gables taking on Miami. Highlights of this game next.
This halftime report is presented by E-Trade, the original place to invest online.
Mom and Dad got a new car. It's not theirs, it's mine.
The RX 350L with 3 rows for up to 7 passengers.
Lease the 2019 RX 350 for $449 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Taco Bell invites you to a world where you'll find burritos filled with nachos or indulgent chicken enchiladas for just $1. The new $1 Grande Burritos from Taco Bell's new Cravings Value Menu. Value beyond belief.
Doesn't that cloud right there look like a penguin?
Really? That looks exactly like a busted pipe spewing water everywhere.
Can you just stop being an insurance agent for like 2 seconds?
It's my job to think about these things.
Well, what does that cloud look like?
That looks just like your house. That's being burglarized. They're stealing your TV right there. Oh, and right there, it's a bear destroying your car.
You need a vacation Soon, very soon.
You know, Chris, some of us don't have it all season.
Dragons have invaded Dave & Buster's, and only you can save the day. Play the all-new Dragon Frost virtual reality game to save the kingdom. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Introducing the all-new Lexus ES. Every curve, every innovation, every feeling. A product of mastery.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $399 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Games are won here.
Hold up, let me get up in it now. I'm here to win it now.
Whoever owns this wins the night. Undefeated Virginia faces #1 Duke tonight at 6 on ESPN.
If a dirty CPAP is making you sick, you're not alone.
I was getting sinus infections because I wasn't cleaning my CPAP properly. And that continued until I got my SoClean.
SoClean is the world's first automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria that can build up in your mask, hose, and reservoir.
I don't have to push a button or anything. I just put the mask in the chamber, close the lid, and it runs automatically. SoClean has been a lifesaver.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks. Try it risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-436-4916 to take advantage of this limited-time offer.
I would recommend the SoClean machine to anyone else. It is that good of a machine and has made that big a difference in my life.
Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-436-4916 or go to SoClean.com.
ESPN Plus is a must for UFC fans. It is home to exclusive live events, original content, and a library of top UFC fights for only $4.99 a month. Simply download the ESPN app and tap on the ESPN Plus tab to start your 7-day free trial. The streaming service is also available on your computer at ESPN.com and via the ESPN app on TV-connected devices. Get ESPN Plus today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPN.com.
Welcome back to the E-Trade Halftime Report.
Connor and Cuff back in studio. West Virginia been a tough year for Bob Huggins' company, but they're making it difficult for Kansas today at home. Dedrick Lawson's going to get it back here and put it in for Kansas, but it hadn't been easy.
It's not been easy. This team has trouble with ball security. They have 13 turnovers already in the first half. Their other two road games in conference, they've averaged 19 turnovers a game. They got to clean it up.
Well, Gerald Vick with a nice bucket there, but Bolden driving in one all even over on ESPN. Florida, Georgia. Georgia heavy hearts after head coach Tom Crean lost his mother a couple of days ago, but they played strong. Noah Locke with a three. Kayvon Allen finds Dante Bissett. Allen had a really good game on the road.
They needed him to. This team is limited offensively. He had 13 points, and you mentioned our thoughts and prayers go out to Coach Crean. His team played admirably. They battled. They just don't have enough offensively and turned it over 20 times.
Too much Gators on the road. They beat Florida, or they beat Georgia rather in Stegman. What a great start for Ole Miss. Kermit Davis, Rian Tyree. He's going to hit the jumper. They're off and running up 11 against Arkansas.
Their guards are good. Tyree, as you already mentioned, Terrence Davis. I mean,
nice.
These guys, Schuler gets in the mix here with the steal, but then the tip by Tyree. This team, every single player has gotten better for Kermit Davis in his first year. The freshmen are good. The building's on fire. He's got it going down in Ole Miss.
Look at Terrence Davis with the off the steal with the lay-in, and Davis again on the receiving end here on the alley-oop. Yeah, blowout win for Ole Miss. Just gone final over Arkansas. North Carolina, tough road game at Miami. Miami sort of underachieved this year, but you knew they were going to play tough today. Kobe White finds Luke May here on the other end for the big jam.
A depleted team, as you mentioned, for the Hurricanes. A lot of issues, only 7 scholarship guys. And they did a good job in the first half. Great in offense, but North Carolina, their defense really ran the Canes off the three-point line. They started to play more efficient and effective and share the ball in the second half. That's Cam Johnson from distance. 26 of their 33 baskets were assisted. That's sharing the rock.
This time Johnson gets it out to Kenny Williams for 3 points. 9-point win eventually for North Carolina at the end. How would Boomer say this one? Excuse me, sir, do you have any Yves Poupons? The alley-oop for the score for Tennessee.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Great news for anyone who...
I'm the one who delivers the news around here. Liberty Mutual has just announced that they can customize your car insurance so that you only pay for what you need. This is Phoebe Buckley, on location.
Thanks, Phoebe. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Oh, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can tell you, but it's I can do. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. It's your thing. Do what you want to do.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use. Use, but don't enjoy. Enjoy, but don't show it.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
Here is Kelsey, and he jumps over everybody. Touchdown! Oh, Travis Kelsey's got the moves.
Sir, your order. Sir?
Oh.
Your order.
Awesome. Everyone's hyped because McDonald's 2 for $5 is back. It's time to crank things up with a new headliner, the Quarter Pounder with cheese. Plus, your choice of the Big Mac, 10-piece chicken McNuggets, or the filet of fish. So mix and match your choice of 2 favorites and get to celebrating.
This halftime report is presented by E-Trade, the original place to invest online.
What to watch for? I don't know why I'm saying that, because you already know this. You're all going to watch this. Coming up, a couple of big-time games. Virginia at Duke. Let's start with that one, Down.
I mean, Virginia, this team going on the road, I think they're the favorite. They've got the experience. They got the defense that is on a high level. Offensively, Duke playing without Trey Jones is limited. And then defensively, they're not as good a team without Trey Jones in the lineup. We'll see if Cameron and Zion can carry them somewhere.
And Cam Reddish back from the illness that he had 5 days ago against Syracuse. Meanwhile, in the SEC, Kentucky going to Auburn to take on the Tigers.
Ashton Hagens has been outstanding for Kentucky, 17 points, 5 assists, almost 4 steals in conference play. But he's going up against Jared Harper and Bryce Brown, 2 of the best guards in the country. Can Kentucky run the Auburn Tigers off the three-point line? 40% of their offense comes from out there. Got to take care of that and cleaning up the glass. Both these teams offensive rebound very well. Who can get their stops and clean up their glass?
That game on the loveliest village on the plains, that's at 4, and then the Duke-Virginia game is at 6, both on ESPN. Dante Hall trying to keep it close for Alabama. It's a 12-point lead, though, for Tennessee. Second half on the way. This has been the E-Trade Halftime Report.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The visionary Lexus NX.
Lease the 2019 NX 300 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
One of these tax prep services lets more people file for free. Is it TurboTax or H&R Block Online? We may never know. More people can file free with H&R Block Online. Block has your back.
Dragons have invaded Dave & Buster's, and only you can save the day. Play the all-new Dragon Frost virtual reality game to save the kingdom. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Mom and Dad got a new car. It's not theirs, it's mine.
The RX 350L with 3 rows for up to 7 passengers.
Lease the 2019 RX 350 for $449 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The 2019 SEC Gymnastics Championship is headed to New Orleans, Louisiana on Saturday, March 23rd, where the elite student athletes in the country will compete for the SEC Gymnastics Championship title. We'll see you in the Big Easy at Smoothie King Center on March 23rd. For more information and to purchase your tickets, visit secsports.com. SEC Gymnastics, it just means more.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
It's been a while, yes, I missed the ray. I'm psychic, what's gone? You think I'm back at it? Guess what, Jahmar? I never been gone. What the f is on? Who the f is in? Where the hell you at? Where the hell you been?
Two of the biggest stars in boxing. One explosive fight. Manny Pacquiao versus Adrian Broner. Saturday, January 19th at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Live on pay-per-view. Order now on channel 123 for HD and 124 for SD. Or go to directtv.com/events.
Yeah, we welcome you back to our Saturday Showcase, presented by 5 Hour Energy, Tennessee and Alabama, and the SEC on ESPN. Vols led by as many as 15 in that first half. They're up 12 at the break after hitting 10 of their last 12 shots. And we saw some terrific balance, as we've seen all year. Great teamwork on the offensive and defensive ends. Beth Mullins along with Jimmy Dykes. Grant Williams leading the way with 12 points, with Jordan Bone again directing the show.
Yeah, and nice smoking jacket by you today, by the way. Huh?
When you may have the #1 team in all the land, you got to step it up.
That is smooth. Well, Tennessee is smooth as well. And they're, who are they? They know who they are. They've taken 25 two-point attempts in this game. They've only played 20 minutes. That tells you the ratio of shots per minute in terms of how they pound that thing inside the three-point line, especially around the rim. Grant Williams has been fantastic, but Jordan Bone is the guy that's led the charge. He's the guy with 5 assists right now. He's the quarterback of the team. He's making a high percentage of his looks as well. His speed is really hard to handle, and he's playing as well, if not better, than any point guard in college ball right now.
60% shooting for Tennessee, 26 of their points coming in the paint. For Alabama, 38% shooting, led by Dante Hall and John Petty with 10 each. And it's been a long, long time since Tennessee was behind in a home game. Over 80 minutes now and counting. Got to go back to the Wake Forest game on December 22nd. Looking for a 12th win in a row. It would be their best stretch of basketball in 42 years. Petty. That's a couple of threes for John. Got 13.
Well, he's doing his part. But the problem is the other upperclassmen, Tevin Mack, Herb Jones, Dazon Ingram, they're not doing anything to help Alabama win today. 0 for 7 in the first half combined. Petty, Hall, Kyrie, you can't ask more out of him as a 17-year-old kid. They just need some help.
This is a big opportunity, of course, for Alabama. And what is the start of a big stretch for them against the top of the SEC in the next couple of weeks. Chance to build up that resume and get right back in the race.
Watch John Petty. He's really in a rhythm in this game, and the ball is coming off the rim, probably looking big to him right now, but he's also been driving the ball. He's gotten on the offensive glass, kept the ball alive some. He's been a threat to run hard in transition.
Lewis weaving his way into the lane. And a whistle and the foul against the Vols. The Alabama resume through 16 games, their best win would be Kentucky. Right now, Joe Lunardi's bracketology has them on the bubble as one of the first 4 teams out right now, along with Florida. The Gators picked up a win earlier today against Georgia.
Tell you what, somebody better take on the challenge of guarding Petty in this game, because he's doing about anything he wants on the offensive end.
15 for John, and Alabama sneaking right back into this thing. Bone will pull up. No. Schofield strong on the weak side. No good. And it comes out to Hall. Alabama with the push. Ingram, they're looking for Petty, and they found it. 3-ball is good. An 8-0 John Petty run.
A tremendous job by Ingram to find the far side of the floor, and even a better job by Petty to sprint with energy and purpose, knowing that the shot is going in today.
Williams spinning away from the double. And Alabama quick out of the locker room. Petty feeling it right now. The kick out to Jones for three. Way off.
And when you mean way off, you mean way off.
Alexander unattended. That'll go to Alabama.
Couldn't have a better start for Avery and his guys and what Alabama has done out of this locker room. It's all been Petty's energy and Petty scoring offensively. He's driving the ball, he's passing the ball, he's been better with the ball in this game than I've seen him in the course of his young career. Right now, Rick Barnes says, Bowden, get in the game and clamp down 23 in red because he's causing us a problem. Bowden is a big-time scorer off the bench, but he's also Rick Barnes' best wing defender. The matchup now in that top corner.
The drive and the kick for three more. This time it's Kyra Lewis.
And the ball got to the baseline because of Petty. You can't come off of Petty and allow the ball to get to the baseline and make the hammer pass.
Down a dozen at the half. It's a one-run game. A one-point game and a chance for the lead. And Alabama's got it.
I don't know if Rick's going to call timeout or not. And maybe get the ball across half court, call timeout, and there will be some rear chewing going on. Because his guys have just been knocked to the mat the first 3.5 minutes of this second half. John Petty came out and said, roll Tide, we're not rolling away. We're coming here to play this second half. The drive by Herb Jones finds Kyra Lewis, and all of a sudden you look up, Roll Tide has rolled to a lead.
Mom and Dad got a new car. It's not theirs, it's mine.
The RX 350L with 3 rows for up to 7 passengers.
Lease the 2019 RX 350 for $449 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Taco Bell invites you to a world where you'll find burritos filled with nachos or indulgent chicken enchiladas for just $1. The new $1 Grande Burritos from Taco Bell's new Cravings Value Menu. Value beyond belief.
For decades, banks have been getting away with it. Charging you excess fees, making you wait in line, keeping billions of dollars of your interest. They've been treating you like you're lucky to have them. That's not right. Show them who's the boss of your money. You. Better is out there. Ally. Do it right.
Dragons have invaded Dave & Buster's, and only you can save the day. Play the all-new Dragon Frost virtual reality game to save the kingdom. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Introducing the all-new Lexus ES. Every curve, every innovation, every feeling. A product of mastery.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $399 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Don't know much, but I know I love you, and that may be all I need to know.
From a humble start to Olympic gold medalist, Henry Cejudo is a 125-pound kingpin. His next chapter, a 5-round showdown for the title.
John Petty has come out of the Alabama locker in the second half and has ignited his club. 8 points, and he's done it a variety of ways in this game. He's driven the ball. The three-point ball has fallen at a great accuracy for him. 3 out of 5. He's making plays off the bounce. He's staying under control, not trying to over-dribble. And John Petty says, hold up Tennessee on that #1 ranking just yet.
13-0 coming out of the locker room, and meanwhile Tennessee's 0 for 6 to start out the half. First time this year they've trailed after the intermission here at home, and Bowden grabs him the lead back.
Bowden now is a key guy because he's in the game. If for defensive purposes as they matched up on Petty.
$18 points now for John. Here he is trying to go to work for more. Tracked down the rebound and he'll head to the line.
Bowden did everything. He threw up a wall. He made Petty take a tough two. He just didn't box him off. The guy playing the hardest in this game right now is John Petty.
Cejudo, Dillashaw, tonight at 10 on ESPN+.
Now you pick for $6 at Burger King. Choose either the $6 King Box with a flame-grilled Whopper, fries, a drink, and 2 cookies. Or choose from the 2 for $6 Mix or Match deal. Make your best pick for $6, only at Burger King.
Now more than ever, don't miss all 4 Walt Disney World theme parks with a special 4-park Magic Select ticket.
You're not flying? Wow. I mean, give me the 4-hour flight. Couple movies. Next thing you know, we're in the hotel watching TV. The days in the car with the kids? Stopping all the time? Boring. Cool. I don't get it.
Well, we like driving.
Memories built to last. They're possible in the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe, our most advanced SUV ever.
Building a better bank starts with looking at something old and saying, really? So Capital One is building something completely new. Capital One Cafes. Inviting places with people here to help you, not sell you. And savings and checking accounts with no fees or minimums, because that's how it should be. You can open one from right here or anywhere in 5 minutes. Seriously, 5 minutes. This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Bosch Icon windshield wipers. The calm in the storm.
A star-studded Saturday full of NBA, college hoops, and UFC on ESPN, ESPN+, and ABC.
Well, a lot of basketball coming up today, and then tonight, fight night. Champ versus champ, you're right, Jimmy. Making a move. TJ Dillashaw, the bantamweight champ, moving down to the flyweight champ, Henry Cejudo, tonight, as we open up our coverage of the UFC.
You said that like you're surprised. You're right, Jimmy. You only get to say that about once every month. And look at Petty's energy. They force him to take a tough two, but they forget to check him and get an elbow into his chest, and he goes and gets the offensive glass. This Petty kid, he is a big, long, 6'5", 6'6" guard that can make guarded shots with that height. They posted him up some now in the second half, Avery has. Avery goes back to his NBA thoughts. And what does the NBA coach do? You get a guy hot, you keep getting him the ball. And that's what you're going to see right now for Avery, calling the number 23 in red's number for the next couple of minutes. Bowden had better have a really good 2 or 3 minutes of defense, because the ball is going to go in Petty's hands.
Oh, Petty misses them both at the line.
Gosh,
and then
good.
Hits 2 more.
How good is Bone? How fast, how tough, how explosive, and how under control out of all that is Bone to finish off the jump shot.
10 points, 5 assists for Jordan. Ingram to the left side, got it.
Just spread Tennessee out, now driving the ball. It's the first big play by Ingram in this game. He was a no-show in the first half. Rick Barnes told us this morning the one thing that he doesn't like about his defense, just guarding the ball. Alabama's going to test that the remaining 15 minutes.
Farquharson gets it into the lane. Scrap for it and a foul. Collision of Bowden and Ingram.
That's just who got to the intersection first. It was Bowden that gets there, and Ingram comes in with a hard contact. Both guys get up. Not sure if it's Saturday or Sunday, but well, I love the fight back in Alabama in this game. Midway through the first half, this game felt over in the building. You just kind of watching how Alabama was struggling. Then they rattle off six in a row, and Tennessee kind of fought them off a little bit. But boy, in this second half.
Yeah, it was a 12-point game at the break, and then a 13-0 run to start out the second half for Alabama. Had them briefly in front. It's the third personal foul on Ingram.
Tennessee doesn't have that inside scoring presence on the floor right now without Williams and Alexander. But they do have 23 Bowden, the best sixth man in college basketball. Has hit big shots in the second half to hold off Alabama, and now he's trying to lock down Petty. Tennessee switching 1 through 4. They may switch 1 through 5 with Fulke on the floor as well.
Petty got switched off on Schofield and scoops it up and in.
Switch all you want. I will come at you downhill. What a play by Petty.
10 in the first half, 10 in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
I told you, Avery Johnson, as an NBA coach, is going to get the ball in the hands of the guy that's hot. And Petty just is going to back it up and drive the gap. Boom, right there. And good hands at the finish. Almost fumbled it, but got it up softly on the left side of the rim. Not easy to drive a guy like Admiral Schofield with the patience of Petty to back it up and then re-attack the gap. Beautiful basketball.
Schofield. Fulkerson able to tip it back to Admiral. Hall got a piece of that. And it's Bama ball.
The drive to the side of the floor by Petty because you can't help off of him. And it freed up Jones to get there. So Avery Johnson just continues to utilize Petty in this game. That time he's stuck him in the far corner and said, we're going to drive to your side because they're not going to come off of you. So Avery Johnson right now doing all he can to ride this John Petty horse for a few minutes.
Jones with the ankle-breaking move on Fulkerson and gets fouled. He's sub 50% from the line.
He has really struggled. I don't think the left wrist is fully healed from the injury last year. Doesn't get a lot of flexion in it. I don't know if we can pick it up, but when he gets the ball set, that wrist doesn't cock back as much as you would want. But he does everything else as a basketball player that wins you games. Just the shooting right now is a real challenge for this kid.
Sophomore left-hander out of Greensboro, Alabama. Well, the Tide today are just 50% from the stripe.
Great energy by Riley Norris to fight Grant Williams in transition defense because it was an all-out sprint and an all-out battle of the feet. Riley Norris matching him step for step until the ball got reversed, and then Grant Williams playing low and loaded takes over.
First foul on Norris. Second team foul on Alabama.
Push.
Little arm bar from Hall. First on Dante.
Pons on this out-of-bounds play is always a threat for a lob at the front of the rim. Jones, number 10 in red, better match it and understand it. Or Williams.
Got it to go!
That's what they do. They spread you out, and they kind of call, I'm not going to give their play call away, but you can see it coming, I can, in terms of who might be the guy running to the rim. That way the play call can change from matchup to matchup, and Rick Barnes saw what Grant Williams had.
And the turnover, Lewis.
Tennessee's first look in half-court offense is to throw the dadgum ball inside. And watch Grant Williams. Riley Norris is on him. It's kind of a ghost screen as he starts to go to the corner. And it just goes right to the front of the rim. And that's Tennessee's first look on out-of-bounds under probably 9 times out of 10.
Williams. Oh, how quick to get his body faced up for the shot. Back up by 6.
He shoots an unblockable shot from 15 feet. He explodes into it and shoots it almost with extended arms. Unblockable.
We need a touch for Petty.
Yes, they do.
Sometime very soon.
He got loose.
There he is, stepping behind the line. Got it!
Good call by you. Bad defense by Tennessee. You get lost on Petty right now, you might as well say, please score 3 points.
He's got a season high 23, exploding here in the second half.
Petty got himself in traffic and got Bowden, I believe, to turn his head, or maybe it was Pons, and you can't do it. You're in a full denial situation right now for 23 in red. If Alabama comes back and wins this game, it has to be somebody else making shots. It can no longer be Petty.
9 of 14 from the floor for John. They run the double at Williams, and he's fouled.
Remember the first half when Petty drove the ball? I said right now Petty driving the ball is a problem for Tennessee. And it continues to be because now he's knocking down shots. He's making violent cuts without the ball to get himself open.
Second foul on Riley Norris, and quickly the count is up to 5 fouls for Alabama.
The tension on the rim today is good for John Petty, isn't it?
We saw them measuring that
They test that tension on the rim before the game, don't they? Petty says, I like the tension here in Thompson Bowling Arena rims. Ain't no tension on that.
It just got a lot more tense in the stands. We are tied at 55.
When the ball doesn't hit the rim, you don't worry about rim tension.
Pull up, won't go, and a foul, and it's Petty that was up around the rim to snag it and draw the foul.
I think we might show testing the tension of the rims when we come back. But John Petty, again, when the ball don't hit rim, you're not worried about the tension. Wow.
Next time your crew gets together, try Zaxby's Boneless Wings Meal with Caribbean Jerk Sauce. Customize your flavor with any of our 9 delicious sauces, or try our new Caribbean Jerk Sauce, featuring fruity mango, spicy habanero, and jerk spices. Zaxby's.
Introducing the all-new Lexus ES. Every curve, every innovation, every feeling. A product of mastery.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $399 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Welcome to my store. It's one not bound by walls or limited by inventory or restricted by time. The only rule here is to untether your imagination and unleash it on the world. You won't believe what's in store.
Rated E to
PlayStation.
Hey, Maya.
Hey, you still thinking about opening your own shop?
Every day.
I think there are some ways to help keep you on track, closer to home.
Edward Jones grew to $1 trillion in assets under care by thinking about your goals as much as you do.
Everybody was going nuts. I was losing in the 10th frame. Had to get 3 strikes in a row in order to try to win it.
Wait, you never played for the Bucks?
What?
Wow. Don't worry, I can help with this.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The visionary Lexus NX.
Lease the 2019 NX300 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Chris Cotter and Dallin Cuff back in Bristol, Kansas, and West Virginia over on ESPN. Marcus Garrett's got 12, but it's been a battle for Kansas.
It has. Garrett's coming off a career high last game, 20 points. He's got 12 already. I think they're playing with castor oil on that ball, though. They've got 27 combined turnovers.
Yeah, it's been ugly. This one, meanwhile, not ugly for C.J. Bryce. He's got 20. That's 3 of them. NC State up by 1. I understand there's a little tension down there in Knoxville. Seems that way anyways, Beth.
Oh, Chris, we're going to show you. We're getting all technical right now with our buddy Craig.
Well, this is before the ball game, and it happens that on every college basketball court, what they're testing is for the rebound elasticity, and it's got to be between 35 and 50% on the energy absorption. Our guy Craig was out here about 2 hours before the game, making sure that the rims had the proper energy absorption according to the NCAA rule book. And like I said, when the ball doesn't hit the rim like Petty right now, you're not worried about the rebound elasticity.
A little hoopology 101 for you, cracking the books. Petty, it's a 6-0 John Petty run right now. He is 4 of 4 from three-point range here in the second half, helping Bama mount the comeback after they trailed by a dozen at the break.
Tremendous urgency by Alabama in this game. You look up, they're 11-5 overall, 2-2 in the league. 2 of their losses were basically on a last-second shot, one against Texas A&M, one against Georgia State. In both those games, they led by 12 or even 20 points against Georgia State. It's a good ball club that knocked off Kentucky on their home floor. Desperate teams are dangerous teams. I know what Alabama is right now.
Grant Williams leading Tennessee with 16. The double came again for Grant, and Alabama another crack at the lead.
Normally Grant will make the right play and pass through that double team. He tried to force it.
Williams coming over to help out on Smith. It's Alabama ball. Azon Ingram is the only guy with some fouls, 3 of them. Everybody else is fine.
The guy, Dante Hall, checks back in. I told you at tip-off, Dante Hall would get a double-double. And where's he at? Was he 10 and 7 right now?
Yeah.
This is what he does. You don't run any plays for him. He just finds a way to get 10 points and 10 rebounds for you.
Second on Turner. Turner now taking a turn on Petty.
You better not leave him. Petty has about a 5-inch height advantage. It can get off guarded shots on Turner.
Actually, that's the 3rd foul on Turner. Petty will try and take advantage and draws the block on Williams.
There's no reason for Avery Johnson to change what he's doing. He's finding different ways to get Petty the basketball. And Petty's been really good in this half, getting the ball on the right side of the floor, driving it to his left.
He's 1 for 4 at the stripe. What's that one? 7-0, Petty runs for the lead. Schofield with the bump and a trip to the line.
Tennessee's so good at wrapping screens or curling hard screens into that painted area of the floor. And Bone is such a patient, accurate passer. He just waits for Schofield to come off the pin down by Alexander on the backside of the play. Schofield, Grant Williams, Bowden, all those guys are tremendous at wrapping screens and getting that 12 to 15-foot jump shot.
It's the second foul on Hall, so Schofield to the line. 72% on the season. Tennessee up a deuce.
Tennessee looks to be in a zone look right now with Schofield up top and Monte Turner nowhere close to Petty right now on the backside of the zone.
They lost him again, and John hits it 5 for 5 in the second half.
No one close, no recognition at all about the one dude that's putting it on us. And he slipped to the backside of the zone. Huge basket by Petty.
Bone gets it blocked. second half.
What fight back by Alabama. Talk about grit and toughness. I mean, you're taking on, coming into today, the best team in college basketball on their home floor. They had a lot of reasons to kind of shrink in this game. John Petty said, not on my watch.
And the shot's not falling right now for the Vols.
One possession is zone and right back to man-to-man. You do not leave Petty. I don't care what happens if you're Turner.
Lewis to Reese. Alexander tracking it down. Bone off the crossover. Rattled in and out. Tennessee coming down with it.
Kyle Alexander is so good at keeping the ball alive. I mean, he tipped that thing 3 or 4 times before finally getting the tip out. I wonder if Tennessee feels any pressure right now in this game. Knowing where they're ranked, knowing that they're on a mission right now to be a Final Four team and find themselves in a fist fight.
Williams has it blocked by Reese.
Tremendous timing by Reese. Grant Williams just caught it, quickly went up. There was no ball fake, no shot fake at all. And Reese was just as quick off the floor.
3-point lead for the Crimson Tide.
Well, Petty on the backside of the zone. The drive by Ingram. They find him. Release. Rotation. Result. And Kyra Lewis. There's value in getting the ball on the rim. Well done.
I'm getting 10 nuggets for $1.
For $1, that's a really good deal.
I think the king is nuts. I think he lost his marbles.
Yep, the King's lost his marbles with this deal. Enjoy 10 crispy, juicy nuggets for just $1, only at Burger King.
It was supposed to be a weekend of serious binge watching. But memories aren't made by staying in. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's possible in the award-winning Tucson, part of the Hyundai SUV family.
Games are won here.
Hold up, let me get up in it now. I'm here to win it.
Number 1 Duke's relentless attack rocks camera.
When I'm down,
But undefeated Virginia's D suffocates all pursuits. Whoever owns this wins the night. A Sonic blockbuster season continues. Number 4 Virginia, number 1 Duke. Tonight at 6 on ESPN.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth.
J.G. Wentworth, how can I help you get cash?
I want to pay off my debt and move into my own place, but I need cash now to do it.
Let's see if we can help. Do you get regular payments from an insurance company? For example, from a personal injury settlement or a car accident?
Yes, monthly, and it's been working out okay. The thing is, it's my money and I need it now.
Right. So how does this sound? In exchange for some or all of your future payments, we give you a lump sum of cash now. And since this isn't a personal loan, there's no credit check. What will you do with more cash? Buy a car, get an apartment, go to school? After all, it's your money. Use it when you need it. Call now and you'll also get $25 for receiving a quote.
Call 1-800-946-8498 for your free Cash Now quote. That's 1-800-946-8498. Call now.
Thanks, J.G. Wentworth.
Well, earlier today, undefeated and second-ranked Michigan losing for the first time at Wisconsin. As the shake-up attack, the rankings continues. Of course, Duke lost to Syracuse in overtime on Monday. You've got Virginia at Duke coming up later tonight. And the door open possibly right now for Tennessee to move into that top spot. But Alabama not only standing in the way, Jimmy, but making things very difficult behind 30 points from John Petty.
John Petty has 20 points in the second half, and we still have almost 8 minutes to go. I have not personally witnessed a better 12 minutes of a half than I have today with John Petty. When you consider he's up against an unbelievably good Tennessee team on both ends of the floor, and he's on the road. The guy that has struggled mightily on the road so far in his career.
Going to be a reach-in foul on Turner, and that is his 4th personal foul. Well, we mentioned that Duke-Virginia game. That is coming up in the doubleheader this afternoon on ESPN. We're going to start it out down on the Plains with Auburn hosting Kentucky. And then at 6 o'clock, undefeated UVA heading into Cameron to face Zion Williamson and company. They're also available on your ESPN app. Alabama going to be kicking itself if they lose this by a couple, because they have left a lot of points at the line so far today.
5 out of 12 today from the free throw line, aren't they? Is it worse than that by now?
5 for 13.
Those are just tough plays. You're talking about making a free throw on the road. To me, that boils down to toughness as much as your stroke and all that. Are you tough enough to step up there, make shots? My goodness.
Avery Johnson has done so much better in recent years against ranked opponents. He's got 1 win against a top 5 foe on the resume. Looking for another one here today. Bowden for 3. And a foul on the rebound as Williams hits the deck hard.
Where you see the hard, fast double team is taking the airspace away from Grant Williams. So he's having to reverse the ball. 245 pounds coming down hard on that left side. Alabama not letting Grant Williams play in space right now. On the air flight of the pass to Williams, Alabama is coming with a hard double team, choking him off that low block, forcing him to either pass out of it or make hard shots through it. Most like Avery Johnson says, I know how good your guy is. We're going to see if someone else other than Williams can carry you for the last 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Because on the other end, Avery's got a guy that's carrying his ball play.
This Alabama defense has held Tennessee scoreless here without a field goal, I should say, in the last 3 minutes. They are reviewing that last play where it appeared that Williams was undercut underneath. Let's see.
I don't see how you can make a call. I mean, just 4 bodies in there. Herb Jones is trying to box off right here. I think that's just part of basketball. To me, that's just a basketball play. It's a hard foul, a hard fall. Making sure you got the call on the right guy. Didn't make the foul call on Herb Jones, correct?
That's his.
Foul was on Herb. I think it's his 3rd.
Still waiting word from the official score. It looks like it will be 3 on Herb, and Williams hits the front end.
I saw him signal foul on 1-0, red, so.
Grant gets the second.
Both teams in the bonus from here on out. Free throws will be crucial. So will rebounds.
And so will defending John Petty, who's got 30 for Bama.
Wrong guy shot the ball. Spoker got knocked in the noggin, but the wrong guy shot the ball for Alabama. 3 by Herb Jones.
He's only made 3 all year.
Why?
Schofield, well, that was quick in the possession. They'll get a second chance. And Williams will be called for lowering the shoulder in an offensive foul.
Bowden kept it alive. I thought Grant Williams was going up before the defender got his feet set. That defender had never established and squared up on Grant Williams.
No, may have even been in the restricted area.
Yeah. That's a bad call. That's a missed call. The eagle guarding position was never established. That's a huge call in this game.
That's the 3rd on Williams. Ingram. Hall with the rebound, got it.
just full of toughness is Dante Hall.
There's his double-double, by the way. They're going to say the foul was before the shot.
Well, Brian Shea is going to get an earful, along with Jason Baker from Rick Barnes right now. Watch Bowden. Where's the foul? No, he got fouled, then took a step, and then shot the ball. A little bit of a reaction from the previous call that didn't go Tennessee's way.
Missed the front end.
Tennessee may win this game, but they have not played well enough in the second half to deserve to win it. Not so far.
It's been Alabama racing the 12-point deficit at the break. Lewis way off the mark. Petty hasn't touched it the last 4 times up the floor.
What are we doing? If you're Alabama, what are we doing? Petty is your guy.
Fortunately for them, Tennessee is quick shotting it as well.
Yeah, they sure are. It's a mismatch now. Alexander keep those feet alive.
Petty trying to step to the side. That's his first deep miss.
I don't like any of the last 4 shots that Alabama has taken. Tennessee, if they are true to who they are, this thing will get in the paint before they shoot the ball.
They've missed their last 7 shots. And now almost a 5-minute drought without a basket. Schofield for 3. No.
Alabama defense is good. And Avery has really challenged his guys. He's even called them out and said, "You're the worst defensive team I've had." They have answered the call, especially in the second half. Look up, Tennessee has 60 points. They had 44 at halftime.
Number 1 and number 2 have both lost this week, and number 3's in trouble here in Knoxville. And a big second half burst led by John Petty for the Crimson Tide.
The conversation right now in that huddle needs to be who's taking the shot and when are we taking the shot. That's a huge part of it right now for Alabama. It can't be all Josh Petty down the stretch right now. But the ball has to keep moving and keep John Petty, at least hot involved in the game. Alabama has kind of started guarding Petty themselves by not keeping him involved, and that can happen. So now you wonder, with 5 and change to go, is Petty still in that offensive rhythm? I would expect coming out of this timeout is some type of an isolation for Petty, driving the ball again. He's been so good from the right side of the floor to the left side of the floor as a driver. Or keeping him spotted up and driving near him because his guy defensively is not going to help off.
He had 10 at the break. He's got 30 now. 5 for 6 3-point shooting in this second half. For a guy that has struggled to shoot from deep on the road. Changing the narrative, and Williams with a steal. Bowden gonna push.
Reverse it.
Schofield, the trail triple, no. And the Tennessee drought continues. They don't have a basket since the 10-14 mark. They've missed 8 straight. And most of them from the perimeter.
Yeah, they have been. They've really struggled not only getting the ball to the paint, but when they have, Alabama has come with hard double teams. They've thrown up some big, strong walls. Rick will be the first to tell you that Tennessee has fallen in love with their offense. The last 3 or 4 games, they've been winning. They've been punching people by a big margin. But when they break down the film, he has continued to tell his team that we're living off borrowed time because the ball is going in at a very high rate. We're going to face a game where it doesn't do it. How will we respond? We'll get that answer with 4:50 to go.
Tennessee just 22% shooting here in the second half. They'll settle for the jumper again. It's going to stay with Tennessee. 10 straight misses.
Your description is right. Alabama is also not getting overstretched. They're continuing to track the game as well, and there's no reason. Just keep telling your guys, keep that thing tight. Keep our defense shrunk. Tennessee, the ball's not going in. They continue to take perimeter shots. A lot of good things right now in Alabama's favor in this game if you're an Alabama fan.
Schofield trying to drive it.
Under the out-of-bounds play calls now by Tennessee. They're always a threat to throw the ball in front of the rim. Alexander, Williams, Bowden, all of them are rim threats right now. call. I think it's the right call. It's a hard call, though, to go against Alabama. Grant Williams that time just faced up. And as he was facing up, he went into his shot knowing that the defender's arms were outstretched. Generates 2 shots at the free throw line.
Second on Reese Williams. ...150 college basketball games today in Division I. That's the most we've had of any single day so far this season. High impact games today. Right now in Thompson Bowling Arena at 4 o'clock Eastern. Kentucky at Auburn after that. Virginia at Duke. 2-point Alabama lead.
It's a tip ball. No problem.
Norris the deep 3.
Well, they got a good look, though. Again, they went to the naked roll down the middle of the floor. Tennessee had to respect it. Left Norris wide open up top.
Under 4 to go. They haven't trailed at home since December. And they've been trailing for a lot of this second half.
The interior defense pressure that Alabama has on right now. That's, again, just a simple pin down and Bowden comes. They are terrific at knocking down 12 to 15-foot shots off of pin downs. Here we go.
Basket in 7 minutes. Lewis hangs and hits.
Oh, for a 17-year-old kid, huh? How about the road guts showed that time by Kyra Lewis with the crowd roaring.
Couldn't wait to play in the SEC. Reclassified, graduated early to be a part of this party for Alabama. Already with a win against Kentucky this year. Schofield underneath the defender, and we're tied again.
Got Ingram off of his feet. Ingram lost his discipline defensively. Schofield comes back and gets the big shoulder squared up. Moving screen.
Offensive foul on Alabama.
That's the risk of those fast dribble handoffs. Thompson Bowling Arena. You're 2 minutes and 33 seconds away from possibly becoming the next #1. But Alabama's going to fight you.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get back to 100%.
Four straight nights with a teething baby.
3 weeks without a day off.
2 solid months on the road.
1 long season after another. Help.
Help.
When your battery's running low, grab a sugar-free, vitamin-packed 5-Hour Energy. It'll get you back to 100% fast.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back to 100%.
5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%.
The comfortable, the familiar. Neither one of these will ever give you a new perspective on things or make your heart skip a beat. Comfortable isn't something you'll tell your grandkids about. And familiar, well, that'll be there when you get home. But until then, there's a world that needs exploring. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's possible in the family of Hyundai SUVs.
Minimums and fees, they seem to be the very foundation of your typical bank. Capital One is anything but typical. That's why we designed Capital One Cafes. You can get savings and checking accounts with no fees or minimums, and one of America's best savings rates. To top it off, you can open one from anywhere in 5 minutes. This isn't a typical bank. This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Cotter and Cuff back in Bristol. Final minute over on ESPN. In this game, it's close. Look at the sensation move by Dedrick Lawson.
Fantastic move by Lawson. Gave him a little bit of a cushion, but Derek Culver countered. We got a 1-point game in Morgantown.
Barry Brown, 3 straight 20-plus games for a resurging K-State team. They're taking on TCU at the top of the hour. Beth, Jimmy, back to y'all.
Down the stretch we go here on Rocky Top. Alabama with 10 triples. The free throws damaging. They're just 1 for 9 in the second half. but they have held Tennessee in check, shooting just 26% in the second half. They've won 18 in a row at home. They've won 11 straight this year, haven't lost in over 50 days. And trying for a 12th win for the first time since the days of Bernie and Ernie in 1977. But Tennessee has squandered a 12-point halftime lead.
Last time they lost Tennessee, last time they lost, the government was fully functioning, up and running. It's been a while.
They've got a shot at being number one, and Alabama trying to deny it.
Obviously ran the roll replace. They tried to get Grant Williams posted up. They had him. They just didn't deliver the pass.
Schofield, tough shot, gets it to go.
Tough shot is a great call by you, Beth. That was a hard, tough shot. No settling for a jump shot that time by Tennessee. Can they continue to take Petty out of the game? Bowden has been the guy so far that's done the best job of it. Do not leave 23 in red.
30 points for Petty, but without a bucket for 8 minutes.
Look at Bowden face guarding, almost like a fourth grader.
And Ingram's fouled on the drive.
Petty is hungry for a touch. He's not getting him as a shooter right now, so he's having to fight his way over, try to post up in the mid-post area. Bowden did a good job of not letting the ball be entered. Now the free throw game continues for Alabama.
You got to visualize, you got a defender in front of you right here. They're shooting it better with somebody on them than somebody not on them.
Back up and shoot it from the top of the inside the circle. That's amazing.
1 for 10 this half for Bama.
If you're Ingram, you got to shake it off, man. You got another one coming. You got a chance to take down the team that could be the #1 team in the country. Shake it off, step up there. Get your elbow under the ball. Don't worry about all the commotion behind the rim and make a shot. You're an upperclassman on the road. There you go.
Makes it a 1-point game. Jones is coming on. They'll get a better defender out there. See where they put Herb. They're going to put him on the ball here. They're going to put him on the point.
They're going to let Lewis handle.
Yep.
You'll see some curl action, I'm sure. You'll see a post-up action. I like Grant Williams in the middle part of the floor.
Schofield with a step. That won't go down. And Alabama's got it.
Schofield got right to the rim with a power drive, and now they have numbers on the back end.
Petty blocked. Williams jumping out at the shooter to get a piece of it.
Are you kidding me?
What a closeout by Grant.
Grant Williams came flying for what could possibly be a game-saving defensive play. Watch Grant Williams, he's in the paint. When the pass goes, he's going to start in the paint and then recognizes, bam, the long outstretched arms, the urgency, and great players make big-time plays at big-time moments. And it's not easy to block a shot by Petty. He's 6'5" himself with a high release. What a defensive play by Grant Williams. So far in this league, the defensive play of the season.
Both sides in the bonus. Both sides with 1 timeout. Possession arrow is with Tennessee.
That play is all about will and tough and guts and an understanding of the rotation got us off, and I just have to leave my spot and go make a play.
With 1:09 to go and staring at the possibility they could take over #1 in the country with a win. It'd be the first time atop the polls in over a decade.
19 on the shot clock. They're going to use Kyra Lewis, the 17-year-old, matched up on Bone. You know Grant Williams and Schofield are going to factor into a touch on this possession. 10 on the clock.
1 on the game clock. Schofield to the left side, blocked. Step back up and in by Williams.
A Schofield touch. The value of getting the ball up on the rim. So important. And Grant Williams, again, an out-of-area rebound at a huge time.
Lewis will try for the 2. And a whistle on the rebound. Let's check in right now with the studio.
Chris Cotter and Dallin Cup here in studio. Final seconds, West Virginia and Kansas. Look at Jermaine Haley with the bucket. One final chance for Kansas coming down.
Haley finished off a perfect day, 5 for 5, 13 points, but ball in with Gerald Vick's hands. He tried to create. Unfortunately, wasn't going to get it done for Jayhawks fans.
Dedrick Lawson gets the board, can't get the follow to go. Kansas goes down. West Virginia, their first conference win of the year.
So a third top 10 team losing this week. A fourth one right here, up a couple. Hall with one more free throw. He made the first. Gets the second.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. Tough guys make free throws on the road. Hall's one of them. Where's the ball going to go? That's 6 seconds differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Schofield and Williams, their name will be called or should be called on this possession.
Williams with his hands up saying, wait, let's work this clock down. And here is Grant Williams, the SEC's Player of the Year, offensive foul.
They got him. Grant Williams in the middle of the floor has been lethal the entire season. And Dante Hall knew that Grant Williams is a drive threat from up top. What a defensive play. Grant Williams had one for his team, and now Dante Hall to back up, but right there. Dante Hall, the feet were set, legal guarding position. Is that the 5th foul on Grant Williams?
They're checking with the scorer over there. Williams says he's only got 4, but it is his 5th personal foul. And Grant Williams is done with 11 seconds to go. Timeout called by Alabama. That will be their last.
Rick Barnes got the ball exactly where he wanted it. That's how they closed out the game in Florida with Grant Williams isolated up top. And Dante Hall, Mr. Walking double-double, just sat down in a stance, stayed balanced, and when Grant Williams made the move, he stayed in a legal guarding position and a huge call.
We got SportsCenter coming up tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern. Zubin Mehenti and Michael Eaves. The latest on the NFL playoffs coming up tomorrow. Of course, we'll get you up to date with all the latest around college basketball, as well as Lakers Rockets update for you coming SportsCenter 10 Eastern on ESPN. We got a one-point game right here, 11 seconds to go. And for Alabama, they've been here before.
Well, it went against them last Saturday. A left-handed player going down the right side of the floor. TJ Starks throws one in. A gut punch blow to Alabama, or they'd be in this building right now with only 1 loss in conference play. And you look up now with 11 seconds, Alabama, no timeouts left. And where does Avery Johnson want the ball? I don't want Petty making a play off the bounce initially. Kyra Lewis, number 2 in red, has been the guy that has won 3 or 4 ball games for Avery Johnson with the ball in his hands, making the right decision. Clean up the miss. Alabama shoot it early enough. At least give yourself a chance for an offensive putback.
Petty walked with it. Called for the travel with 3 seconds to go.
The switch out by Admiral Schofield disrupted Petty on the catch. I didn't see the travel live, but watch Schofield. He jumps out. Have to go back a little bit. I think it was before that, the shuffle of the feet called by Petty. Boy, that's going to be a hard one for Avery to accept. You know, the inbounds pass now has to get in cleanly. The foul's going to come.
Alabama out of timeouts. 3.2 to go.
Boy, the alertness of Schofield, though, to jump out and speed Petty up. Got to get it in.
And the foul quickly. Boy, Alabama. Avery Johnson just discussed it. Let's see if he, let's take another look at the feet.
Petty comes off. Schofield jumps out. Oh, that's close. Honestly, I don't think the ball was out of his hands putting it down, and he took that extra step. I think it was a very hard call to make live. I think they got it right. Regardless, Alabama's going to have time to either win the game or tie it, no matter what happens on these free throws. With 2.5 and no timeouts, though, for Avery, he's got to communicate to his guys what he wants. You have time for a catch, 2 bounces, and a release of the ball if you're Alabama. No more than 2 bounces with 2.5.
Well, Tennessee got it to their guy. Turner's better than 80% on the season. The second one right here to make this a 3-point game.
Rick Barnes is going to pull his guys off, but I would keep them on this side of the timeline. Force the ball to be caught in front of you. Do not let Petty get his hands on this ball.
3-point game.
A 2 does not beat you. A 3 ties it up. Keep everyone in front of you. Do not let Petty get a touch. Kyra's got 2 bounces and a shot. 1, 2, and a shot.
It's good if it goes, and Tennessee survives. A 12-game winning streak, their best since 1977. And they hold on to beat Alabama. 71-68 is the final. 5-0 now in the SEC. 71-68 the final. It's time for TCU and K-State.